So your winner for today's race will be Caden McQueen. He's starting from P1. He's won every single race so far. He came from 21st on the grid to win his second heat, and he also started from P9 and was leading within a few corners. Coming in second place, or where the fight really gets interesting then, we will have Marcus Littlewood starting in P2. Row 2 goes to Callie Atkins and Thomas Mills. Row 3 goes to Sam Heading and Joshua Torpy. In row 4 we've got Charlie Field and Christian Brooks. Row 5 for Lucas Ellingham and Alex Kings. Row 6 goes to Finley Dunn and Jack Plant. And on row 7 we have got Lorenzo Cordal and Alfie Moore. Row 8 for Charlie Richardson and Ben Jenkins. Row 9 goes to Alexander Johnston and Luke Weston. Row 10 is Vishal Patel and Jack Sherwood. Alex Dollington and Louis Johnston Cool take row 11. Row 12 going to Joseph Varhust and Jensen Buckingham. Row 13 Benjamin Watts and Oliver Hendon. Rounding off this grid, it's the only novice on the grid, that is Keaton Cooper.
Warhurst is also a novice as well.
Warhurst is also a novice as well.
I'm going to distance myself from my commentating colleagues' comments there. It's open. It's open. Anyone can take this one. And he may have just dished out the strongest form of commentator's curse for all we know. So, but it is Caden McQueen who's looking very strong coming into this one. Has had a fantastic day at the races so far. And we've mentioned how Tyler Reid isn't here today, so this is an optimal opportunity for Caden to take points off of the championship leader. But in the interest of balance and fairness, there are 26 other karts out there who want to take this away from him. Not least is Marcus Littlewood, who starts alongside him there, who has been driving very well today. And we will be good here for the start. I would have thought this is looking like we're in a good formation. There are a few drivers I can think of as well who are slightly out of position after dramas in the heats as well. So let's see how it goes. Caden McQueen leads them away into oblivion. Immediately goes to the outside there to defend against Marcus Littlewood. He doesn't think this one's in the bag just yet as they come round turn number 2 and head up the hill for the first time. Marcus Littlewood there will feel the need to go slightly defensive because Carly Atkins in the 24 is looking bold. Someone trying to go around the outside by quite a way.
Somebody's had a spin. That's the number 70, I believe.
That's Joshua Torpy.
That's Joshua Torpy. Joshua Torpy. So from P6, he's down all the way virtually to last. As we look out of Ashby, Caden McQueen already with a fair, not as much of a lead as I would have expected, but he's still in the lead. And we're looking now to see how Marcus Littlewood is getting on. He's defending very strongly from, that is the 24 of Carly Atkins. So it's as you were from the start, from the front of the grid coming onto the final lap. Well, is Carly Atkins going to have a look down at the end of the boot? No, not quite. He wasn't quite near enough. So coming on to the second lap, we have got Caden McQueen leading from Marcus Littlewood, Carly Atkins, Sam Heading, Thomas Mills, Lucas Ellingham, Finley Dunn, Charlie Field, Christian Richardson and Christian Brooks rounds off your top 10.
Absolutely. Marcus Littlewood under a lot of pressure here from Carly Atkins and Sam Heading as they go through Christmas Corner. I'm going to say it, you know. Oh no, it hasn't stopped raining. It's very, very light now, though.
It's raining a lot less, but it is still the same fine rain we've had.
It's light enough that if you've been out all day, you probably think it's stopped. So Marcus Littlewood trying to defend here. Carly Atkins putting a lot of pressure on him now. Onto the back straight, that comes the battle for second place, and into the boot it goes. Carly Atkins has been driving well today in the 24. Why? I'm just thinking back. I'm sure if Carly has completely got the results. Pace has perhaps deserved. I'm trying to think if there's been a heat where there's been drama. Charlie Field up to 7th place further down the order, and Charlie Richardson as well. Not a great lap for Finley Dunn there, dropping down a couple of places. Joshua Torpy as well is on the move, having had the spin up at Christmas Corner, up 3 places on that last lap to 14th place. So look out for Joshua working his way up through the field. And who's this coming onto the back of this second place battle? Oh, it's the 21 of Thomas Mills, who seems to have been reeling in battles all day. Well, here he's going to reel one in with enough time left to make an impact should he wish to do so. as Marcus Littlewood goes wide in Osiers, and as we've seen all day, it doesn't matter because it's wet out there and it's nice and abrasive on the exit of Osiers.
Well, running wide in Wilkins might still not be most ideal, but the problem is you can't then send one down. Yeah, you can't then send one down the inside into Osiers. So it's still running wide, still not good, but it is less of a consequence than if it were in the dry or even slightly less damp conditions.
Here's the key thing, though, that I am noticing. I know I said we haven't seen drivers really working together at all today, but it's interesting to see that already we're on lap number 4, and essentially the guys battling over second place, they've decided not to work together to try and catch up to this man. They have just let Caden McQueen go, and they are in no way showing signs of stopping battling with the hope of catching up to him. So that's, from a neutral perspective, I'm going to say that's a shame to see. It's great if you're a Caden McQueen, or one of his fans. But yeah, it is interesting to know, and it is probably testament to quite how Caden has dominated today. Who knows? Maybe Marcus Littlewood is sat there going, "Come on, stop fighting me. We can do this." But Carly Atkins at the moment definitely feels he has the pace to get up into that second place. Sam Henning staying with them, Thomas Mills catching up to them.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like in the battle for second, looks like Carly Atkins has got a decent run through the boot, but he's also got a very decent run coming down to Christmas. He's going to go for the inside line, and for the moment that looks like the move's done, and most importantly he's gone to the outside, he's gone to the very far outside, going out of Boxing Day corner, and that has allowed us to drive almost completely away from Marcus Littlewood. So a change in position there. Marcus Littlewood will now have to defend from Sam Hidding and also potentially Thomas Mills, who is still firmly in this fight.
Man on the move is Finley Dunn, by the way. I said he dropped down a few places a few laps ago. Let's give him credit when he's on the up. He's up to 7th place, been progressively making progress. Oh, I suppose so. Continuously making progress for the last couple of laps, and is now up to 7th place in hot pursuit of Lucas Ellingham. But it's quite a gap he has to now reel in for that. Well, there's 3 seconds that he's going to make up. Caden McQueen goes on to lap number 6 of this one, consistently in that 1 minute mark. Carly Atkins now up into 2nd place. How does he do? Well, he sets a personal best, and it's only a 10th slower than Caden McQueen's time, but the trouble is only a 10th slower is not going to cut the mustard when the gap is 4.6 seconds, and Marcus Littlewood hasn't given up on this one, I think.
No, absolutely not. It's certainly nowhere near as dominant as I was expecting. We certainly saw the performance from Theo Markouris, for example, was far more dominant than what we're seeing right now. But it looks for the moment that Caden McQueen has got this under control. The interesting thing now will be as we see Marcus Littlewood running slightly, just a little bit wide there, out of Wilkins. This is the real battle on track right now. I don't think Marcus Littlewood has quite got enough to be able to challenge now Carly Atkins for P2. So it'll all be about how can he defend from Sam Heading, Tim Mills, as Caden McQueen sets a 1 minute point 1. Hang on, 1 minute point 01.
It takes time for the brain to process that kind of thing, isn't it? So yeah, that's not the round lap time we were after at all. No, I'm sure he's very likely to go a bit better. Although interestingly, that does mean that the fine rain here, means that the carts are possibly clearing a little bit of the standing water here. We've seen how the standing water builds up in between races when basically there's nothing to clear that water. What's happening further down the order? Jack Plant has just got past Vishal Patel for 13th. Benjamin Watts has just got past Alfie Moore for 18th. Louis Johnson Cool as well. Luke Weston having a good battle out there. They're swapping places for 21st place, and we have
we have a contact warning for Jack Sherwood, who's down in 23rd place. So he's involved in that Louis Johnson Cool and Luke Weston fight. So maybe there's been something.
He's lost 2.5 seconds to him. He's down.
That's what happens when you make contact.
It is usually, it has a way of somewhat stalling you. We're looking here at, that's the number 17 of Joshua Torpey, man on the move. And I think he's just made up another place, hasn't he? Because he's made up another few places.
He started in P6 and was pointing the completely wrong way after the first corner. So
he was up to 9th place now, though.
Another one of these fantastic recovery drives that we've seen all day from a variety of different drivers.
Fighting back is Christian Brooks, or trying to in the 82 there, but he's got to be careful. He doesn't want to sacrifice it all, because he'll lose out to Charlie Field, who's just got a contact warning. And Charlie Richardson as well is at the back of this one, and actually reeling them in as well as Jack Plant. So good little battle group here in the mid-pack. With just over a minute plus the lap to go. And there goes Christian Brooks down the inside, but again round the outside. Joshua Torpey, I don't think he meant to go that wide. Oh, well, that's cheeky. Why not? If the outside of Osiers is more grippy, brake it so that you end up on the outside line. Nice move from Christian Brooks, but Joshua Torpey's got him back.
Indeed, I think that's perfectly legitimate. And I think if some of the drivers are watching this race, I would strongly recommend doing that in the future. There's nothing wrong with it. You've got the line. It's up to the driver behind to be able to react to it.
Ultimately, unfortunately, Joshua Torpey got him back.
Well,
that's a niche. That's specifically for this case. Behind them, though, Jack Plant has got onto the back of this pack and is challenging Charlie Richardson back there. I think we cut back to our race leader. Because Caden McQueen is now 6.5 seconds to the good here. I think he'll cross the line just before we hit last lap here. It'll be interesting to see whether this gets awarded as last lap or not. Actually, no, it's not. So this will be the last lap for Caden McQueen. And there is your second place driver, Carly Atkins, coming around to start his last lap. So credit where's credit's due. This has been an absolutely fantastic day of racing for Caden McQueen. The opportunity has been there for him to capitalise on the fact that some of his championship rivals have not been at the races today, and he has seized that opportunity to the hilt, driving superbly in these difficult conditions. We've seen him, it's not all been just leading from the front, we've seen him batting his way up through the field, and it's important to do that cleanly and efficiently, and he's demonstrated he can certainly do that. Coming on to the back straight then, he just needs to get round the boot to bring the win home.
Absolutely, as I predicted right at the start of this race, this was Caden McQueen's to lose, and he has absolutely not done that. He has stormed to a fantastic victory. He has won every single race, as we just see a spinner right there, cutting away from Caden McQueen's big moment, but Caden McQueen comes across the line to take a thoroughly well-deserved and professional victory. He's won every single race in this class. That's the 61 there. Who's on the grass, and that's just not how we want this to end.
That's Louis Johnson Cool.
That's Louis. He was having a great race, if I recall correctly. So that is unfortunate, but we can't detract away from Caden McQueen's achievement. Also give a big shout out to Carly Atkins, who's obviously raced very well as well. He's kept. When I say he's kept Caden McQueen even, what I mean is he hasn't been as dominant a race as we saw earlier from Theo Marcus, and coming in on third place was Marcus Littlewood, possibly not setting as fast a pace as he would have liked, but he has held off very well from Sam Healing, who finished in fourth. In fifth place it was Tim Mills, and then it was Lucas Ellingham in sixth place. Seventh place went to Finley Dunn, with eighth place going to Alex Keynes, Joshua Torpey finishing in ninth, and in 10th place it was Christian Brooks. Charlie Field 11th, Charlie Richardson in 11th and 12th, or what I'm now calling Charlie Rowe, and then we've got Alex Johnston and Lorenzo Claudel on row 7. Row 15th went to Benjamin Watts, 16th Ben Jenkins, then it was Jack Plant, Alfie Moore, Vishal Patel, Alex Donington, Luke Weston, Joseph Varhurst, who won the little inter-novice battle. Oliver Henwood finished in 23rd, then it's Jack Sherwood, Jensen Buckingham, Keaton Cooper, and unfortunately, I believe I'm right in saying the first DNF of these finals, it was Louis Johnston Cool.